Okay, I'm here.
Hey, all right. Hey. Okay, everybody.
Those brownies must be good. Or edibles.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's right.
Joining us live in the Alert Center.
How long did you last in a hot car?
Facts that the heat index that day was 105 degrees. Hot car.
We don't yet know about a potential third suspect who was seen speeding away from federal agents at the scene. The whole thing had been a mystery to neighbors.
Hot car.
This is not an accident. This is pure negligence.
That's how we get down on the Hot Car Podcast.
Absolutely, man.
Episode
if there's no
11.
laughter, then there's no point.
Yeah, this is really like a, I think every episode is a test. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Just frying chicken.
like every time it's like, all right, let's sound check.
Sound check the chicken.
Like right now, Hammy's like way off in the background, like sound like a digital robot guy.
Got a little bit better there.
Well, is it? You know what I'm saying, Rocco?
Yeah. I can hear him a little bit better now.
You're pretty clear.
There, turn my microphone up.
Oh, I'm actually wearing a pair of headphones that have a voice mic with them, so it'll block out any noise.
Right. I actually have like a microphone.
I do, but I don't
plugged
have my
into-
laptop set up.
Yeah, my setup is a microphone plugged directly into the recorder. It's set. It's interesting. It's at like a slightly different frequency than the messenger vocals, which I think works to differentiate a little bit. As long as everyone's like clearly understood, it's pretty pristine
Right.
as far as the sound quality is concerned. I think you really get that feeling that you're in like a kind of an enclosure.
Correct.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
All right. Well,
Where did we go from here?
so Hammy's still quiet.
Well, I'm trying to get back in the groove now. We had an hour and I had to start cooking chicken because
Yeah, I know
Cindy.
that feeling. Like, I'm like half lit, ready to do the show, right? And,
Right, and then it's like, oh,
it's like, oh no, now it's gonna, be delayed. So, it is what it is. Stuff happens.
Yep.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, but I think that's how it usually goes. I mean, I think that's how this kind of works. Is that you just kind of start, you kind of have an idea of what we want to talk about, and actually, like with yesterday's interview, I cut out the one that you and I did with Hammy with Steven. I cut out about 30 minutes of me alone in that, and just cut a whole bunch of shit out that I was saying. So
Yeah.
So what it ended up as is a much better like program, a much better thing to listen to, because you can remove a lot of the like side stories and things that can keep the main story like off track, right? But so yeah, that's why you just kind of dive in and start recording, and adjust sound and figure out what exactly format we want to take. If it's just like without a written agenda, which is kind of what we did yesterday, which actually it helps out a lot if you can stick to it.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Well, I did give the Hollenbecks a good call out.
Yeah.
You know, in the comments, yeah, feel free. You want to get
man.
on? Feel free. I'd love to ask you a bunch of questions.
So, yeah, that's an interesting kind of point to
It's a
take off from. Is that,
yeah.
you know, I mean, we're starting to get some interesting comments. I'm not going to say exactly what kind of comments we're getting, but they're very interesting. And, you know, maybe some of the comments that we're receiving regarding our first shows here on this Hot Car podcast, you know, where it's like it does get pretty heated, you know. People, there was one guy, he said, hey, maybe you should do some more lighthearted content, you know, more uplifting, I think he said. And yeah, I'm all for it. The thing is that
What is uplifting in this world right now?
well,
I mean, you got Puppy Combs touching boy, or I mean, 50 Cent even came out and said, "Oh, he touched my butt." I know all about the Puff Daddy parties in the Hamptons.
yeah, I think
Puff
what I
Daddy
heard about
parties.
him was, or
He's a little boy toucher,
Yeah.
man. He's
All right.
he's a little boy toucher.
yeah, like stuff
I
like
won't
that,
ever wear.
right? Now, again, this may not necessarily get put into the show. This stuff might get edited out if it like doesn't necessarily go anywhere. But like the thing is like 50 Cent was talking about how he's a woman beater too. That's the stuff that I was reading about. It was just like, really, like, wow, hip hop is like really gone down the shithole. Like, what is going on here? Like, for a buddy of mine, we're having kind of this conversation back and forth about you know, whatever happened to hip hop and rap music, and you know, when was the last time
Pop turned white.
when was the last time it was any good? Like, it's been a long time, but I think it's been a long time. Maybe Andre 3000 was right, and people just run out of shit to talk about.
And stuff too. Like, you know, there's like and drugs and yeah.
Hey, you know what?
It's
Sorry.
just totally fell off.
Yeah, that whole your statement that you just made was partially cut off. What? So I just said what I said. The last thing I said was maybe Andre 3000 was right, and people just run out of shit to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said what? Right? It's like people just run out of shit to talk about. Like, what are you going to rap about? Like, oh, I got a gun and I'm in the streets. Like, or I got this chick and she's a bad bitch. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, they could be creative when it comes to survivors. It could be creative. It could be talking about taking their anger out at the, TTI community, with these places and stuff and these people and what they went through in their life.
Is there any
really talk about that?
Is there any survivor rap?
I'm not 100% sure, but
What the hell is survivor rap?
well, you know, talking about what type of struggles we went through.
Just
being
like some
thrown
dude
in
talking
locked
about
rooms, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Being, brainwashed against our own family. Sadly enough.
Those stories,
from my
right?
case.
Like, just like some dude on the corner. Those stories.
Just a blog. Yep.
Yeah, same concept. It's just like you're not selling crack on the street. You're trying to survive in a fucking teen prison. Hey, what's the difference? But I don't know. I've never heard any stories like that have been put to music, I guess.
I feel like maybe it'll
Slim Shady.
bring it out more.
Who?
Slim Shady.
He his stuff isn't about
Himself. He talks about himself and how bad he was.
no
his life.
about surviving in the
Oh,
private
no,
board in the
I-
boarding schools in the wilderness camps, all that.
Yeah. That's a good one to think about there.
Yeah, where's
I'm
the
just putting it out there.
well, I don't know. Are there
something creative?
there's got to be talented people out there in the community, right? Who do that anyway? Like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're just all garbage.
I haven't ran across any of it, and I go through a lot of independent artists. I mean,
I never heard of it.
Struggle Jennings and his daughter did a song talking about the child trafficking and stuff, and he broke it down.
Yeah,
really
well, okay, so we're talking about people's personal narratives about in any genre of music, personal narratives about
rock.
about like Provo Canyon. Like, no, what? There's no. I've never heard a rap about the Diamond Ranch Academy.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Where the kid died, where all these kids are dying, where the family foundation, whatever.
Oh
you know,
God.
Where
And everything
like
I'm looking up.
where
is all-
hundreds of people who went through there killed themselves, and like no joke, like over 50%.
Yep.
No joke. Where's the raps? Where's the? Is it like? Is it that much of a? I don't know. What's the deal there?
Yeah, because all it is this recovery song.
Well, recovery rap
help
is
you
usually
stay
just
sober.
bullshit. Like recovery rap sucks. Come
Yeah,
on.
like
no.
Portland little Skyler.
No, 12-step rap. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. No.
Well,
For
we
real.
know a guy
For
that
real. No.
It's
I never
all
heard any.
recovery.
I've never heard any good recovery rap. I think it's all garbage. If someone has something any good, sure, send it to me. But like, nah. It's because it's too. You have to be too earnest. You have to be too like truthful and upfront. I think recovery rap. No, I don't know. Because what are you going to talk about? You're like, oh, I was down and out, and now I'm cool. Like, right? Is that it? Like, what's the story? I'm telling you, man. Like, I went into the troubled teen situation, and it was an obliviation.
Mm-hmm.
What? You know, that's not going to fly. It's not going to work out. So,
No, it never does.
so what kind of rap music does work out? You're kind of a rap music guy, right, Rocko?
I stopped listening to a lot of the violent stuff, like, with like demonic talk and, like Illuminati type symbols.
like Brother Lin Chung? Like the dudes you come in and eat your family? That guy?
No.
No, that's silly. That's goofy.
No, like
That's some
like
goofy.
some real evil stuff, like I don't know. I grew up a different lifestyle. That was the whole thing. I chose to follow.
Well, there's like there's like super evil rap. Are you up on this, Hammy?
Yes.
The
Yes,
super evil rap.
I do not like. It's like that deep dark metal.
Well, you mean like the stuff, like the just like growling and like wailing and shit?
Yeah, the deep dark where it's like, hey, are you Satan?
Like I'm gonna make your insides on the outside kind of stuff.
And eat them.
Yeah, okay, because it's great.
Yeah, that kind of. And it's
Oh,
the
that's
same
just
way.
that just gets to
It's
me.
like
That just
it's
gets
a kickoff from ICP. They still put on the clown makeup because they're a bunch of clowns.
but it's super
Yeah.
evil. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Super evil.
very.
So Devil Camp.
Oh,
Devil camp.
yeah, and they're everywhere.
Right. Now, maybe we should talk about devil camp. That's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you
devil
think?
camp.
Like, what is that? Okay, because this is a topic that I think is certainly interesting. And when Hammy's on board, we're not always going to be talking about the fucking troubled teens, is what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
but it all ties in. No, ultimately,
all tie in.
really does all tie in. But
Yeah, pretty
devil
much,
camp
the devil
is
camp.
this concept that Hammy is proven over the years to be this very interesting phenomenon that occurs whenever there's like really any kind of gathering of a lot of people, but
good positive
especially
gathering.
when there's like a camping situation.
So kind of like ritual type stuff going on.
More like, you're looking at EDM 3-day events and regular music events that last
Like music festivals where there's camping.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
There's
I
always
see.
a devil camp, and
Correct. Because in any situation, anybody that's having a good time, they're not there to cause any havoc. They're going to stay out in the lights of the stage and all that. Well, most of the people that, if you notice, the good ones stay up closer to the gate. And as you get to the back of the event, that's where stuff gets crazier. And when it gets dark, the back of any event like that is Devil's Camp. And it will draw you back. And it will suck you in and it will change you. And if you can get in and stay in, some people get stuck and then you can get out of it if you're lucky.
oh yeah, no, this is like an ultimate like concentration of like a situation. Like say for instance, like some teenager goes to a boarding school for 6 months and that changes.
Correct.
Okay, you can have a life-changing experience within like a day and a half if you're within devil camp. It'll change your like entire
absolutely.
life. It'll change your entire life forever, good or bad, but most likely really like bad if you stick around.
Yeah.
There's multiple people involved within the camp to make it what it is.
It's amazing.
And it's just weird how it draws. It will draw you right in.
Right. It's
So would you classify it as like cult status type stuff?
well, right, but it's instantaneous, and oftentimes the people that end up as the devil's camp aren't even aware that that's what their intention was.
Oh wow!
It's always
It would be kind of culty.
It's like the
Because
furthest
people-
back.
Yeah.
Generally
That's what I
speaking,
mean.
generally
That's what I
speaking, it's
mean.
like the furthest back camp from the main part of the event. And
The hardest of drugs are going to be there.
Oh, okay.
meanest
All
and
right.
evilest of people are going to be there because it's going to be a way.
but right, so
out
the
of
danger
sight.
is
And
what
then they're not
happens
gonna make up
is
a culture at the start.
yeah, the danger is that you may be right next to this place and you're not even aware of it, and you can get tied into it too without even being aware of it because they do sneaky things too. They will move objects around the entire campground, like and start playing this game of shuffle. Basically, that's what it is. We're like, I'm going to take this thing over to this camp and leave it there, and then I'm going to move something else, and then I'm going to point out that hey, isn't that your thing in this other camp? What's going on?
Yeah.
Right. So then they start kind of stir up like violence. Basically, it's like, hey, how did my thing get over to your camp? And the person who pointed it out is actually the person who put it there. What?
I kind of look at it like an MK Ultra operation.
Yeah, but it's the same kinds of techniques.
Unwilling
but
participants.
It's just like a natural, like almost a natural evil human thing that occurs at these events.
It's automatic.
It's like an automatic, right? Every time.
Right. But
You
they're
get to know the
unwilling because they don't know, and some of them are probably very scared, freaked out, and unwilling.
Right, and
But
some people,
once you're there, it's
once
too
you're
late.
there, it's too late. right? It's like the it's like the one girl like who died at the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, I was going to bring that up, but I didn't know if you wanted it. But yeah, I heard people were getting possessed. I heard all kinds of things.
Yeah, and I would bet money. I don't have any money to bet, but if I were to bet money, I would bet that where the girl that died was probably right around the area that you would imagine Devil's Camp would be, in that environment. Probably furthest back from the stage, probably, all of that stuff. Or even behind the stage. You hear about that in a lot of these big concerts, they're selling tickets actually behind the barriers and all of the
Well, right. See, I'm from New York.
behind the stage, so you get to see them come out. If you're lucky, you get to see them come out from backstage onto the stage and then leave. But you can't see the show.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Couple $1,000 for that shit.
Man.
What the?
Wow, get rich and hurt somebody at the same time.
She became a billionaire from this tour. Taylor Swift did. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But who facilitated all that?
Right.
How did that happen?
Right.
That seems like an absurdity. Like that, you think I don't know. It's just kind of odd to me that all you tend to hear about is how bad things are economy wise, this and that, the other thing, and then constant news about, oh wow, Taylor Swift and these other giant bands and giant festivals have tickets for $10,000 or whatever the case is, and they're all sold out somehow, and everyone's taking fucking 3-day festival vacations, and they're spending thousands of dollars per person, and then you're like, well, who the hell is that? Who's doing that?
Yeah, where's all that money going?
Who are the? And then you
right.
And then you're like, oh, I know. You think about it. You're like, okay, do I know someone who's done that? The full on.
Right.
I don't know if I do or not. And I have, we all do have a pretty, broad set of connections out there, in the world. And when I kind of think about it, do I know anyone who went the full big old thousands of dollar festival ticket thing? Maybe, but it's got to be one or two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't think of
tight knit, very tight knit.
But and I mean, my contacts go up to the small, minor celebrity level, and I don't know anyone who's doing that shit.
Right. Exactly.
You never hear who that person is.
Well, yeah, you do, because they post about it, right? Wouldn't they be hey, look at me, I was at the fucking big show. I mean, wouldn't you? Look, I know one guy. Okay, I do know one guy, right? And this guy's just badass, my buddy from way back. It's incredible. I don't know, how he manipulated this, his life of his that he's got, but it's pretty sweet. And it just occurred to me, but my friend Robert Rom, we called him Tony back in the day. Tony Rom was his name, and I knew him back in elementary school, way back. And
damn, that was a long time ago.
A long time ago, really a long time ago. So he was a big fan. We were fans of the English synth band Depeche Mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's cool, laid back, synthy music, whatever. Great party music too. When throwing high school house parties.
Mm-hmm.
Because the goth girls loved it, right? So we're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna play some Depeche Mode, and we're like, yeah, good stuff. So, but he became this lifelong super fan. He basically knows the guys, right?
Oh, wow.
And has traveled all over the world, like checking him out and talking to him and doing all the stuff and like, you know, he probably has some dude's phone number, you know, whatever. Like basically became like friends with the band, right? And that's totally possible, and that's super cool. And he's also getting like some interesting, discounts and like freebies and stuff. You know, that kind of comes with that territory if you really are that devoted and want to know the people doing the music that inspire you to make similar kind of music even, you know, and like get really into it and say, look, like, hey, actor guy, I think you're cool because I like your, like this performance thing or whatever, not because I think you're like some weird, like cool, like, you know, otherworldly kind of strange person, right? I'm not like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like if you can handle the idea of not being like completely like starstruck because like, oh no, it's a famous person, like then you can, you know, it's so that's different, right? That's than being like, oh, I'm going to spend like $5,000 on a festival. It's different.
Yeah.
It is different.
What's your
The world is different.
All right, but what is your take on the whole something gate, and it's something you ate tonight?
Huh? What?
Something I ate tonight?
Something about pizza. You mentioned it.
Oh.
And then
lunch?
the other word?
I had lunch.
Pizza gate.
Pizza
What do you
Gate.
think about Pizza Gate?
There was no basement, brother.
Yeah, I know what
No, there's no
you're
basement.
talking about. I just don't remember the detail. Pizza
There was
Gate
no
reminds me.
basement. That's the whole fucking thing. Because the whole fucking thing was supposed to have
I
gone
think
down
it's different.
in a
What was Rocko?
basement.
Pizza Gate. What's your idea of Pizza Gate?
Okay, well, all right. Say you get on the internet, and why were these stars selling this furniture at like ultimate prices, like high-end prices on furniture? And supposedly there was word going around, you know, I was trying to find out, but there was word going around that these were actually children being sold in the trafficking industry.
Yeah, I remember that story. Correct.
That was through the furniture place, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's like they take a chair and the
chair's like $20,000.
Oh,
man.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's messed up, man.
It's so fucking weird.
Pizza, narcissist pizza delivery.
So wait, so now are we having an opposite thing now with like Temu and Shein?
Who knows?
No, because it's quite the opposite now. Now it's like, oh, you can buy like the $100 thing for $1.
Well, yeah, I'm all fucking confused now.
Right. So wait. So this expensive chair was the kid, and the cheap stereo is the kid also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be like the kid with one leg. Okay, he's still a kid, but he can get it for $1.
Yep.
Well, how could
But
both?
yeah,
wait, how could
Pizzagate,
both
it
of
was
the
a big thing for a while?
So wait, both of the scams involve selling children.
Yes,
the
Pizzagate.
expensive thing,
That's what Pizzagate was all about.
Well, forget Pizzagate. I'm talking about. He's talking about the expensive items that were just cover for like selling children, and then
Yes.
But then, what's the other thing that's going on now, which is these Chinese companies are manufacturing things that you can buy for like $1. What's that?
Yeah. Yep.
What is that?
Oh, like Temu and all that stuff.
Like Temu and Shein, like the really crappy clothing and the Temu, and basically it's like even one step down from Wish.
Yeah.
But
Well, all they're doing, they're using United States prices and the stuff to them's only cost like the gear I bought. Where it came from, it probably only cost them $2 to make the whole thing.
Right. But that
So
is
I seen it on Temu,
Right.
and it was $10 more than what I paid for it.
right. So I don't know.
yeah,
I think it's all just nonsense, personally. Like,
I believe they're just info grabbing.
well, yeah.
It's not just here's some like practically you buy one thing, we'll give you 7 free, but they're getting your name, they're getting your address, emails, all that.
It's just right. They don't care what they're not. Look, here's an interesting thing that relates, because when I used to sell a bunch of stuff on eBay, I always made sure that I made profit in the shipping costs alone.
Yes.
Right? Like, so if I
That's where
sold
the money is in shipping.
if I
it's not in
sold
the
the thing, if I sold the thing for $1, for instance, or whatever, then I would make a profit, even because I bought the thing for $2, but shipping was $3.
Correct.
So I always made sure that I would at least make some, or break even at the very least. And it worked out really well, because inevitably, of course, people would actually pay money for the thing. So, I would make $20, and it would be great. And then my shipping costs were paid for and all of that good stuff. But yeah, that kind of stuff is pretty simple. Like, that's definitely not Rocko science, as it were.
No, because I could take my stickers at $1 a piece, but $4.25 shipping.
Right. Now, this was back in the heyday of eBay, of course. Now, I don't know what the atmosphere is like these days. I don't know if it's
the same way now with shipping.
No, I don't know if it's the same as far as like, I haven't sold anything.
For the drop shippers.
See, I'm trying to sell clothes for Julie right now.
Yeah, you want to be the third party.
Now, I'm trying to figure out where to sell them. She's got all these oversized clothes now. And I've got to take pictures of them and like size them and all this stuff. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to like take care of that, because I used to, like, with my first wife, I used to be in that vintage clothes business for a while. That was interesting. Like, so I know how to make a profit online, and you can sell pretty much anything. So this is a funny podcast.
I can't hear nothing over my torch going.
Oh, well, hey, that's why we have editing. All right. Well, cool.
And you can cut all. You cut that out too.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, that might be the intro right there.
420.
Yeah, is it? Oh, I'm early.
No, not 420 here, but I just lit. I was just joking. Hey, it's 420 all the time for me.
See, this is just a bonus. This is.
We gotta meet face to face, Rocko.
This is a bonus episode.
Well, I'm in. I'm not really gonna give. I don't really care, because I already put their names out there. Anytime they want, they find my address.
See, we don't worry about that. Here, check this out. So, Hammy and I, we also play music. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yes, you sent me a couple of songs yesterday.
But, so we're developing this new project. He's got some wrist things that he needs to get taken care of. But this project called Good Cop, Bad Cop. It's like this, basically a little bit of like psychedelic blues rock duo kind of stuff. Basically an expanded one-man band with extra percussion. It's good shit. We're just We're rebranding, because otherwise we're pretty. You don't necessarily. Rocko doesn't know this. Hammy. He's not aware of it, but he doesn't know that we're kind of notorious. Around these parts.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't know.
No, he does. I've got a lot of connections, and Pam, our friend Pam here, she's got family all over Iowa.
All righty.
So let's see. Is it Iowa or Tennessee where they have Bonnaroo?
Tennessee. Yeah, that's in
okay.
Tennessee. So,
I haven't been to Bonnaroo yet.
Okay. So, you don't need to disclose this, or I guess, if you're uncomfortable, but I think Steven contacted me because somehow through you. Is that right? Rocko?
You're speaking to Rocko?
Yeah, sorry, Rocko.
Who?
Steven, the guy that I spoke to yesterday?
I don't know if I really want to talk on that.
Oh, well,
because,
okay. Well, no,
he said legal.
I'm just going to cut that out.
Things.
Hold on, no.
I understand what he's doing.
Well, I was just curious.
I give him credit. I definitely give him credit for what he's doing.
Do you know that facility?
I don't know the facility, but anybody who comes out with a story, right? Like I always hear Marcus say, "Where's the good one? Where's the good one?" Right?
Oh, right.
It really doesn't exist, especially now. Thanks to fellow survivor out there. She knows her name.
Yeah.
She's actually done a lot of research, and it has added up to how I was brought up in the system. Come to find out, I wasn't IFB.
Yeah.
It was under SBC.
Oh, that's right. Hey, yeah.
Southern Baptist Convention.
Good.
Which is, they go from, I think, Pentecostal. They go from, but the rules, of these people are you have to be baptized. There's so many rules.
Right.
And
in the name of Jesus only. If you don't do it that way, they say you didn't do it right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I think that's a good warm-up, and I think if Hammy has to go, I definitely still want to talk to you, Rocko. I don't want to, not have planned this out.
Yeah, I got to go. My grandson's firing up my phone. Where you at, Papa?
So, yeah, I definitely want to continue that conversation, and, because it does make a difference, because they are two different entities. But
they could be just as ruthless. And from what my source said, that there are a lot of there doesn't seem like it's spoken of too much with the Southern Baptist. So there's a lot of hidden stuff going on. A lot of hidden
guys,
stuff.
I got to head out, but what we're talking about right now, Rocko, like you got that, I think that's our next subject. That's kind of tingling me. So on our next episode, let's do that.
Yeah, we're going to continue, but I definitely want you to join in on this one too. The next time we talk, because we're going to keep having these regular conversations.
Correct. Okay, but I got to head out, guys. I'll
right.
talk to you all later.
Thanks, Hammy.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, I like how this works. It's pretty smooth. You get all the bugs out, make a bunch of jokes, talk about weird shit, and then you can actually get down to kind of what you really want to talk about.
Right, exactly. It's kind of like it opens you up a little bit more to what you really want to talk about. And there is a lot of red flags in the Missouri Baptist Children's Home.
Right.
And people need to start coming forward and saying, hey, no, this adoption agency, if you read these people's, reviews, I don't know, you might have already, maybe the Springfield review of the adoption center. And like Barb said, why would they have a headquarters? Why would they be opening another facility, I'm hearing now?
I'm pulling up their website right now, just to.
It's probably erased.
Well, no,
there's a few.
Well, the Missouri Baptist Children's Home website does have they do. It's still there. The website. What do you mean? It's right there.
my review might have been taken down.
Well, I'm just looking at their website. I don't think they have reviews on their website.
Yes, I believe they do because I left a nasty one. It got nice. It got 9 likes
Well, where would they find that though? I'm just looking
on
on the.
Google.
Oh, on Google. No, I meant looking directly on their website.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Just, their own propaganda is what I'm looking at right now, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of red flags in the writing.
Well, we did talk about that a little bit, about, the numbers and how they don't seem to add up. All of
No,
that.
they don't add up at all. They don't
I
add
don't know
up at
about the
all.
review, but, I'm not that concerned about your review necessarily. They've been around a long
put it
time.
out there, and I put it out there, and if there's 1,000 people that I reached, somebody's being shut up, I believe.
I see.
Because out of 1,000 people, I'm in the state of Missouri. Why is it that at one point when I reached out to Nate from Kansas City, Missouri News,
all right,
that he would not interview me?
Gotcha.
Why is it? What happened?
Okay, hey, I found the reviews, buddy. I found them. Okay, we're gonna look through these now. I think it's probably the way to do it. So, I did find the reviews. Now it looks like this is from the chamberofcommerce.com for the Missouri Baptist Children's Home headquarters. Now I don't know if this is
St. Louis.
This is in Bridgeton, Missouri.
That's the first facility I was in when I first got there.
All right, so let's examine this then. This is okay. Here are the reviews. Now, I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but there are 32 5-star reviews. There are 10 4-star reviews. There is 1 3-star review, 3 2-star reviews, and 1 1-star review. Now, these go from February 2022. And then, okay. Some guy says, great place.
Yeah.
Oh, John, okay. Now, hold on. This is interesting because the name of the person who said it's a great place is really quite interesting. So this is from this is wild, dude. This is from February 1st, 2022. Okay. And this guy's name is John Hodge. In parentheses, Hodge the Bounty Hunter 1. No
what?
Joke. No fucking joke, dude.
What?
Seriously.
That's what he would do. He's their bounty hunter. That motherfucker. We write that down. Definitely.
I'm doing
Don't
more than that.
any
Hold on,
of
dude.
that.
I'm doing more than that. I am
Holy crap.
I'm screen capping this thing. I'm hitting copy right now. Taking a little picture of this little area of the my computer screen.
Wow.
Okay.
So you never know until you look.
It is copied. And I am going to send this to you right now. You'll be able to see it. Just look on, Here we go. That's wild. There it is. So I'm going to put this as the, what do you call it?
No wonder he doesn't have a picture.
Well, none of these people do. No, okay, so, yeah, they're all basically the same. Okay, one guy get 3 stars, but that's the only comment.
They do that to push, like, if you go to the one in Springfield, the adoption agency, look what those people say, some of those people. Like, I read a few, and they're horrible. They're horrible. They talk about how they lost custody, and how they're having problems getting their kid. It's disgusting, man. It's such a huge moneymaker.
Oh, okay. Here's an interesting comment by a guy named Peter Nebether. From August 1st, 2019. 5 stars. I was back there in 72, 73, or maybe 1974, don't remember anymore. Then I went to the farm. It was a great place with Roy and Wanda Kreitz. God bless all of you. Well, and apparently Peter had a pretty good experience in 72, 73, maybe 74. That's good. I'm happy for that. You know, it's better that a kid has a good experience. Absolutely, of course.
But definitely that bounty hunter jumped out.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. Like, you know, this is what the review here, you know, that's a heartfelt thing. You know, this guy, I mean, that was a long time ago. This guy's quite, obviously quite old.
But no, it like your friend said, the investigator.
Yeah.
It even boomed. It started booming more in the 2000s.
Right.
It's when it started to really hit. You know what I mean? Like, and they started doing it because in certain states they don't need permits and they don't need certain qualifications.
Sure. Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
that's the sad part about it.
Well, I found someone who disagrees with some of this stuff that people have been saying so far, and this guy's name is Money G. Now, Money G has a different opinion, and Money G put up on March 15th, 2019, about the Missouri Baptist Children's Home. He says, or she, I don't know. Money G says,
who knows?
These people will manipulate your background if you can't afford an attorney, so you won't have a chance to get your grandchildren.
Yep.
This Money G was trying to get the grandchildren, and they're trying to manipulate the background.
Yep.
That's crazy. Come on now. Well, it's money. You know what? It's funny because it's right in the name. You know, you think about it, like, you know, someone said,
"That's what I've been saying."
It's Money G.
That's what I've been pressing. You know,
it really is. I think Money G might be the star of this whole. I'm telling you, I think Money G might be the star of this whole episode.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a manipulation. Yeah, they're manipulating tactics. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
That's why my grandparents couldn't get me back.
Here's another review that her name, I think it's a she. It sounds like a female name. I'm not sure. I don't want to be offensive. Teray Moreland.
Okay.
October 26, 2017. 2 stars. And they say, not much I can say. 2 stars. I mean, that's not good. It's really terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Of course.
That's a review? Hey, you know what? I'm going to go onto the place. I'm going to give it 2 stars. And then actually type out, not much I can say.
Well, maybe.
Remember, this is a review for the Missouri Baptist Children's Home. Think about what they're supposed to be doing, right? They're like, and you think about, okay, so this place is supposed to be taking care of the kids and helping the children.
They don't help nobody.
And then the review is not much I can say. How is that? Man, that's like taking the biggest shit on them, like that you can imagine, like how bad they are. It's not even
way.
It's so bad, like, because it's not really even negative. It's just like you just throw your hands up and like these people are like terrible.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They took away my teenage years. Yeah, they are. They're brainwashing.
There's a bunch of reviews, man. Yeah,
Man, I'm telling you, I started a war up there on Google.
well, I'm gonna
I
look
was
for
going to
more.
go to the office and demand my records
Yeah.
with somebody else. Yeah.
Well, they should be
And he
able
was
to.
going to have something on him that would, be able to get everything.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I was told I was never in your facility.
Hey, who's? Do you know who Jessica Hanf is?
That, Jessica.
I'm looking at their. I'm looking at
uh,
their. Man, we are really going in on these people today.
You know what? They deserve it, man.
Well,
They
check
deserve
this
it.
out. I feel perfectly comfortable with this. So basically, what we're doing, folks, if you haven't caught on yet, we're looking at the Missouri Baptist Children's Home. We're looking at their own material. We're just looking at their own material and what other people are saying about them right now, and just kind of browsing their own material. And it's so, it's always so filled with like children running through fields. Like, why? Okay, why are they running through the fields? What's going on?
You're talking about the pictures, right?
The
Yeah.
pictures, and then the.
Yeah. That's what I mean between, like, sometimes, like, it'll say, like, emotional disturbances, right? Right there for me and my own kids, okay, red flag. No, they're going to try to med my kid up, and then they're going to try to get her for a Social Security check.
Sure.
My kid is not for sale.
Well,
Cash for kids.
especially when the insurance runs out, they have these. Yes, they set up these backstops. I know this for certain.
Yep.
So, if you have insurance, they're happy to take it, right? If they can.
Well.
If they can. It depends. They have to designate themselves in a certain way in order to be able to get insurance, and for that, they need to be considered some kind of like therapy or hospital-ish, clinic-ish.
Yeah, but then again, you got to be very, very careful with institutions because people have their own, there's always some kind of private something trying to get involved,
Sure.
Even when I was back in New York, I was having issues. I was getting stopped and asked, how am I doing? Am I being fed correctly? Am I being this? So,
Well, what's interesting about that?
They keep a tab on you no matter what.
Well, check this out. Speaking of keeping a tab on things, this is just, I love the way this is going because in just examining all the information that, MBCH.org is putting out, they're like, hey, thank you for donating $13 million plus to us, to the Missouri Baptist Children's Home. Now tell me, what?
Okay.
Why in the world?
Our source even said, I wonder, are those 1,000 kids that went missing in Missouri, are they in some of these homes?
How many kids go missing every year? Like just gone, not dead, no sign
I don't
of
even
like.
think there's a number.
No sign of distress. No, none of that really. Just gone. Just gone.
Yep.
Like, oh, we don't know.
And they end up in
we did a
another
search
country.
party for a couple weeks. We looked around. We put out flyers. But no, just gone. I would imagine, some, sure. You're right that there's a new danger now, right? There's a new serial killer-ish type situation, it seems, in Los Angeles, specifically.
Oh, okay.
It's just popping off, right? Just kind of coming to light, apparently. Several models and other people and homeless people, and like it all seems to be very similar, apparently. This is kind of breaking news, so to speak.
But isn't it funny how many facilities and our resource said that the church was paying and the state. Okay, so why is a state facility, right, even being involved with religious territory?
No, they blend
That's
that
how
stuff
these
very,
I
very
think this
slick.
is an
It's very,
umbrella.
they try to skim the surface of each other's, like domains in a way. Like they try not to
Right.
like blend too much, but they're constantly like endorsing each other back and forth. Yeah. No, and like fundraising things that kind of, money's always, money's always so tricky because it's so free, and it's so easy not to count. Well, and that's
Yeah.
the thing about money. It is so damn easy not to count it. That takes a lot of work. If I don't count it, who's going to know? You know what the answer is really, ultimately, always? Nobody.
No,
Nobody.
no, but
Nobody. Nobody.
okay. So look up Michael Volpe. All right,
Who?
and there is an interview about him and judges, and there was a Zoom call leak in St. Louis County, and they even mentioned something about an app for cash for kids. Like a lot of these kids, like one guy supposedly gave an astronomical amount of money to somebody that ended up screwing him over, and then he ended up really losing his kid, and she got away with that money.
Well, right. The thing is, though, here's the difference.
But they all resigned.
Right.
They
Sure,
all
sure, sure.
resigned
But I wanna-
the
yeah.
same day.
Right. I want to just make something very clear, though, here, because there's this narrative out there. It's constant, right? It's constant. It's all, and this is certainly something that exists, but generally speaking, it's much closer to home is the whole thing about sexual abuse of kids. Absolutely, right? But it's generally not the situation that's happening in broad terms when kids are getting shipped away to places. That's really not the major issue there. Like it's certainly
I feel there's a lot of Clockwork Orange.
there are incidences.
stuff
Sure,
going
but
on.
hold on. There are incidences of that kind of thing, regardless. Absolutely, but the general narrative in the whole societal zeitgeist right now is like, watch out, like people, like pedophiles, blah blah blah, all that. Well,
Oh yeah.
no, the thing is, no, they're not. They're not taking your kids to abuse them in that fashion. They're taking your kids so they can house them for money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not like
It's just a paycheck. That's it.
I think part of the problem with sometimes that survivors have with getting the message they want to get out in a way is focusing maybe sometimes too much on the idea of the abuse because people hear it and think it's sensational and
Right.
and it's like the horror story of it all, but which is all like valid and deserves to be told and it should be told, but the focus to get other people's attention,
The facts. That's why it was
facts
good
where
we
it's, like,
went over
really
that.
more
I mean,
they're
a bounty hunter. That's a little weird.
yeah, we're gonna look into that guy, not right now. I mean, we can, sure, let's look into it.
I mean,
Let's look into
the
it.
whole thing is
I mean, Jesus, the bounty hunter guy? Are you kidding me?
why is the question, and that's what you're left with. Why?
Money, and it always comes down to money.
Yep.
All of it. Like it's because it's an option doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
No.
I mean,
absolutely
come on,
not.
man, right? Like you're making your money off of kids. Wait, like there are better
And
things to
that's
do.
taxpayers' money too. That's also taxpayers' money too.
Yeah.
And I think forced indoctrination. You have constitutional rights, just like I have constitutional rights.
All right.
It's my right to not want to do your religion.
That's
It's
true.
my right to not want to be baptized a Baptist.
Okay.
My mom didn't baptize me a Catholic because she knew what would happen, because she went through it as a child.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets dicey.
No, but check this out.
times.
I found John Hodge. I found him.
John Hodge. That name
John Hodge is
sounds
from
familiar.
St. Louis.
Yep.
John Hodge, the Child Sex Traffickers Investigators Unit. This guy, it seems like this guy might be something of a LARPer here. And these guys, a LARPer, you know what I'm talking about. The guys who like to dress up and go pretend like they're back in the Middle Ages with wooden swords.
Yep.
They like to play dress up. They like to pretend.
Yep. But meanwhile, they're TIG.
Oh, this is interesting. Hold on. Wait a second. This how we go. Hold on a second. Okay, this is weird. Dude, this is weird. Okay. So, Hodge the Bounty Hunter and his X handle is at USA_Amber Alerts. Do you dig this?
God.
And it says the Child Find Foundation's USA_Amber Alerts. St. Louis, Missouri, 63010. And then there's a Google link. We're going to look at that.
My God.
Yeah, we're just going to check this guy out. I think that's kind of the thing.
This guy's definitely not somebody you want to. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so he has 1,004 followers. He's following 1,025. This is so weird. He's followed by Barack Obama.
Oh my God!
Here's you know what's something that's really funny. Barack Obama also follows me.
Oh really?
Yeah. My two big celebrity Twitter followers are Barack Obama and Britney Spears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so strange. Okay.
My friend had Nick Carter on his show.
Man, rest in peace.
Man, he had him on. He said, "This kid, man." He said, "I was surprised he lived." Yeah. He said that dude was messed up, bad.
Wow.
I mean, it's so sad, these young actors and stuff that are just dying now, you know?
Yeah.
Because they come out and tell the truth about abuse or something, you know what I mean? Like, it goes back to this is all connected. It's all connected.
Yeah, this guy's a joke. Well, actually, certainly. But he hasn't actually posted anything since 2017, too. I mean, this Team Hodges, give me a fucking break. Bounty Hunter. You're not a bounty hunter, dude. And if you were a bounty hunter, you're obviously you're bounty hunting for kids, which is very scary. Because, these kinds of things keep happening, don't they? Like, you find that dumbass movie that just came out recently about, it's supposed to be about human trafficking, and it turns out that one of the main guys associated with it was doing exactly that. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, you get a lot of that.
All of that. Unfortunately, if you are involved and you think that you're being fucking righteous and you think that you're doing the right thing and you're involved with some dude who's doing that thing, sorry, you fucking lose, dude. That association just flushes you, as far as I'm concerned. That you weren't aware of that. That you were conned into. It's just a cover up. The troubled teen industry and all these people, they use the negative shit as they
to
just
divide. They don't want us
they
to
use
be
that as
friends.
PR. No, they
Right.
they use the negative stuff as a benefit to what they're doing. They hold that up and say, "You see how mad these people are getting? That's how good we are."
Yeah.
They do the
yeah.
same. It's exactly the same techniques that like we would talk about and say, "Well, I'm not even going to respond to it." They
Well,
do the same thing.
Yeah.
They don't.
Oh yeah.
And generally they don't respond to it. They like they don't. It's like that's always a fun goal kind of to see if you can antagonize like one of these associations to like block you.
Look, man, I am so ready to really it's like we all are here, right? And if you're a survivor and you hear this, always remember this. I do hear your voice. I do deal with my own traumas. I've crossed the line in some areas with some people, but we won't dredge that back up. But just know that you can do your own research, and then there's fellow survivors that really do care, and that's the one that we're discussing now. I don't want to put her name out there because that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, you always need permission for that kind of thing.
Correct. Permission for everything.
Well, my philosophy about conversations regarding, like, say, for instance, if you and I were having a conversation, a private conversation between you and I would feel comfortable talking privately with you about anybody on the planet, right? Like, hey, here's what I think about this person, just between you and I.
Right.
But then if, for whatever reason, one of us decided that it was that we should recount that conversation to anybody else, including the name of the person we were talking about, that would be totally wrong.
Correct.
That's gossip.
Correct.
That's suddenly gossip without
Yeah.
the other person's consent, and I think further without the person we were discussing's consent at that point.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, one-on-one, no, dude, we'll talk. We will like dice it up with about anybody and anything.
I really want to look deep into this. Like, I also can't wait to find out where the new facility's at, because that's when I'm really going to start scoping.
For what?
For labor, for whatever,
Well, what do you mean, like the new facility? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I want to do a tour of it.
Oh. Okay, so you're talking about this whole documentary thing?
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it in the documentary. I plan on going into this location in Springfield where all of my records are, and basically demanding, because I did send emails. I did what I was supposed to do 2 years ago, and I have not heard anything.
Oh, okay.
I've called, and I've had people say, we can't even find you in the system. What do you mean? You have a computer in front of you that has everybody's information. You're lying. You just don't want to do your job.
Right.
Or you tried to scrape my name out because you got too much money, and you know that people get lawsuits nowadays for that. Because if it wasn't for my poor father and his murder, the state would have never got any of his money.
Right. No, it is. It does happen because, and here's why. Because if suddenly there's a lack of documentation or stuff went missing, well then it becomes really hard to prove anything at that point. Because if there aren't any records to show anything, then how do you even know it really happened? And they'll say that. They will absolutely say, maybe this never even happened. Like it's all made up, right? Because who's going to say otherwise? Nobody.
I know for sure what happened to me.
Well, no, of course. Of course.
I'm gonna live by that story, and I'm gonna die by it.
Of course, of course.
And I'm glad I understand the difference between the two now. However, I do now remember after the source told me and sent me a message explaining it. How there's no TV, there's no hanging out with friends, there's no toys. That's how these Southern Baptists would get down too. And there would be Bible studies every single night, and there'd be one at nighttime, and there'd be one in the morning. And it was the King James Version. And all I would hear is, you're a dirty little boy, and I get called all different kinds of names. You're gonna burn in hell, type stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not in it for that. I'm in it to help other kids not have to go through that. That's the difference between me. I'm not gonna play victim role no more. I'm 36. This happened when I was a kid, but if I can help save one kid, I'm going to do so.
Sure. Well, we've talked to even a lot of kids, like young people who were recently out of
correct
these situations, and it's. I mean, we know for certain that this is absolutely still going on. And then I found a little bit more about our buddy John Hodge here. Well. He's claiming to be a bounty hunter, but there's really no reliable information about him being a bounty hunter. That's actually what the internet said. He's claiming to be a bounty hunter, but there's no reliable information that he actually is.
Right.
It's just something that he says.
He could just be a grab kids type.
Well, see, that's the other really crazy thing, because that is often the cover that these people use to grab kids, to then say that they were like grabbing the kid from somebody else, but it wasn't that at all. It was just they were grabbing the kid. There was no other person there, right? And if there was another person there, it was like the person's like guardian or something, like, no, that's not your kid, dude. Bro, that's not your kid. Like,
hands off.
Okay, so there's this thing that tow truck companies do. Right? It's dude, it's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. Predatory tow truck companies. Right? Now think about it, right? You're like, oh, okay. Well, you parked, I don't know where you parked, but you parked somewhere that seemed pretty good. Like, it was like, dude, you're pretty sure that it's a good place to park, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
And then, it's in a lot.
Oh my God.
It's just in a lot where there's like no other cars, maybe, or, it's like, I don't know, movie theater lot. I don't know what's going on, but they just will take your cars. What the problem is, for no good reason.
Yeah.
It's like sort of like right.
You can't leave your car in my complex and think that it's not. That cars get stolen where I live.
They steal
all
the cars,
day
dude.
long, man.
No, they hold them hostage. They will take the car out of like just kind of a normal place, something that like would be like normally cool or
rental,
or a car is parked in front of a defunct driveway. Ever one of those kind of deals? The driveway isn't even in use because obviously it's not, because it's been blocked off. But it's still the driveway portion is still there, and they'll just go like that, or you're parked close to a fire hydrant, shit like that.
Correct.
Because who's gonna argue? Like, there's no pictures, man. Like, no one's gonna go look at the video, dude. They're gonna hold your car hostage for like $100 a day or whatever it is, and make you pay for it. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I know it's happening really violently in Salem, Oregon, for a few years back. Like, I don't know if it's
I
still
heard
going on,
Oregon.
but man, like they just will come in and take your shit.
Hey man, I know. Yeah, it's horrible.
Tow trucks. But see, it's the same kind of thing. They'll just come in and take your kid, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know that was a long-winded analogy, but basically what I'm saying is that you got these like transporter people who are contracted, and
and that's what Hagen's could be.
And are the parents sometimes even involved? The ones that like don't know, or they say they don't know. I don't know. That's it. That's another issue too. These kids that go missing. I mean, we can look it up. I mean, I want to look it up right now because I'm super curious about this. How many kids go missing every year? Like
in just put it in Missouri alone.
Okay, in the well, I mean, how long term? I don't know. Okay, in the U.S. These are amazing statistics.
Wow.
Okay. Every year, approximately 8 million children are reported missing worldwide. Now, I don't know what that... Okay. Whatever. You can't even understand that number. That just doesn't... I mean, missing for 2 hours, missing for like 5 years. I don't know. Worldwide, that seems like, okay, who gives a fuck? Worldwide. Really? Worldwide? Who's counting 8 million children missing worldwide? I doubt it. Who's counting that? When you think about it,
yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
All right, back to like national numbers here, though. Okay, in the U.S., 2,300 children are reported missing per day. Okay, well, that is okay. Well, hold on a second. That's a lot, but you have to be careful with statistics, especially when I'm looking at, I don't know, it's called safeatlast.co blog child abduction statistics. I don't know. This is just the first thing that Bing threw up at me. Okay. 2,000, roughly 2,000 person per day. However, it is important to note that the majority of these cases are resolved quickly and safely. Right, so they're missing for like an hour or something. My child is missing. But that's kind of what we're talking about. Like, oh, we had to file an incident report at the grocery store because the kid was hanging out in the freezer.
Right.
Dude, that's awesome, though. Dude, if you're that kid, dude, if you're that kid in the freezer at the grocery store just chilling, and suddenly like the whole world is looking for you, that is fucking awesome. Like, you're like, all for me? You got the lights and and then like someone's giving you a cupcake probably at some point.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, something's cool is gonna happen. Like, you're probably gonna get yelled at. I don't know. It depends on like your circumstance. You might get a fucking like ass whooping. I don't know, but
ass whooping.
It could be. Could be. I mean, it depends on how old you are. If you're like 16 and caught smoking weed in the cooler at the grocery store, not good. Not.
Oh no.
That's bad, dude. That's not
cool. Like when I was 13, I was doing all that like crazy stuff.
Right. Well, the idea is don't get caught. See, that's where people
I just didn't care. Like, right. I don't know why. It was like, I just didn't care.
Well, so it says, going on with these numbers, strangers abduct less than 1% of missing children. Okay, I believe it. I mean, but I don't, those are weird, like, also very strange it's a weird number, less than 1%. Parents are accountable.
Yeah.
Parents are accountable for over 90% of abductions. Okay, so strangers.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Strangers less than 1%. Okay, and parents over 90%. Okay, so there's a gap. There's a big gap here. Who are these other people? Right? There's a gap of like 10, 11%.
Yep.
Right? Because over 90%. We don't know how much over, but like if it was more than a large percentage over 90%, they would just say that. So less than one. I mean, that means almost 0% are strangers, but there's some wiggle room between 90 and 100%. So there are other people involved in these numbers here. And are those those like the
care.
hired guns? You know, are those the authorized abductions, the ones that don't really count?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because those aren't reported.
They're locked into a different system.
Those aren't reported as abductions. Those are
No.
those are contracted.
Yep.
Okay. It says in the U.S. nearly 400,000 youth were abducted in 2020, but again, that's like a different system, and I don't even know what that means. So if the parents are accountable for the abductions, does that mean that the parents are stealing their kids back and forth? What is that?
Yes. That's what I was talking about earlier. There's fathers out there that are the clean ones doing the right thing, right? And the wife is making him look bad, right? And the system is taking the other person's side, right? Not his side.
Sure.
And they're getting them for a lot of money, and they're splitting it between each other. And then why are they all of a sudden, when he gets a real lawyer and goes to court and really is about to sue St. Louis County, why did all 91-something judges, lawyers, all in one day just went off? You know what I mean? Like, they just dropped.
Yeah.
They resigned completely. Resigned.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And they were shook up. They were very shook up. The Zoom call, you could find it right on YouTube.
Right.
And I think that the one lady, Megan Fox is her name, she interviewed, it was Michael Volpe and I believe another survivor of this. And they were talking about how much money they're making and how much the insurance, gets. And then when there's
was she involved
Security,
in that too? Megan Fox?
No, I don't know if she was involved directly herself. I'm not sure. I don't want to, say the wrong thing.
Well, what do you mean?
But
she was talking to someone who was or something? What is all that?
Well, he was I think a Chicago news reporter.
Why would they be talking about that? Because of Paris Hilton or what?
I don't know, man. Call it Cash for Kids. It was a Zoom call leak.
Uh-huh. So
it leaked completely. And some of the survivors, one of the survivors that was written in there, she was on the podcast explaining.
Okay, I'm looking.
They mentioned her name.
I'm looking
and
at it
all.
right now, actually. Okay, I'm looking at the Cash for Kids right now.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, it's the Cash for Kids scandal in looks like Pennsylvania. Huh? Okay, judicial kickbacks.
St. Louis.
Okay,
there's so many.
Okay.
So many are leaking.
Child care, private prisons. Okay. Yeah, it's a bunch. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
St. Louis County is one of them, I believe,
Sure.
that pops up.
Okay.
Nancy Schaefer, man, she really laid it out.
Okay.
She said it straight up. Your kid turns into cash.
Yeah.
And they want to go after the weak links. That's exactly who they want to go after. They want to go after people who can't afford attorneys. So how they do that is they make them lose their job.
Right.
They show up like 5 minutes before they have to leave to go to work, and they're going to be late to work. So they'll eventually lose their job. So it's all set up. Yeah. Like with my mom, they did that. Oh, you're going to get your son back. My mom had 6 months clean already.
Yeah.
My grandparents wanted me home.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, look, the people they don't know, they don't know. They don't know. I deal with that kind of nonsense myself in my life, and here's my answer to all of that stuff. You don't know me. That's it. That's the answer. You don't know me. People can say whatever they want, and
you don't know me. You don't know my story.
And that's all that you need to understand. So you can think whatever you want. And the thing is that all of the interaction, all of the engagement, it's all like really fantastic. So if we're riling anybody up or rustling any jimmies out there, that is so great. Like I love to see it. I want more of it.
MBCH. We are going to be investigating you.
Well, that's what we're doing. And,
and anywhere else that has a red flag on it.
It's just about making sure that, honestly, that and sincerely, that people are, we can't go out and rescue any fucking kids, right? Like we've had Alexi and I and other people too. We've had kind of funny talks, even on old podcasts about going in there and like causing a ruckus and a real commotion.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Let's do it for the survivors.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's that's great.
Start a revolution.
Those are great ideas. They're super great ideas.
Yeah, get rid of the pollution.
Right, and I think adolescent teen centers in general, group homes, should really, for the most part, be abolished, and have new systems be like established and put in place to take care of our most vulnerable population. Why are we mistreating our future?
Right.
It seems so ridiculous to be like beating down the ostensibly the person that is going to be taking care of you on your deathbed, brother.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's going to be me. You understand that? Standing over you, praising God that you're finally dying. And not giving you enough water, perhaps even. I don't know what I'm doing. You're thirsty? Get it your fucking self.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't get up and get it? No, well, I'm sorry. I guess you're just going to have to wait till the next time I'm supposed to give you water then. No extras, brother.
Yeah.
Well, right. So, because it's only these, these people who put themselves in these positions of authority. God knows who gives it to them too, because I sure haven't. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, people can just go through programs for 3 to 6 months, I think it is, and you can become a licensed whatever. You can go on the internet and become a licensed priest,
Yeah,
pastor.
you know what you can do? You know what else you can do?
it's
Check this out.
it's
You know what
great.
else you can do? You can just say you are the thing and go do that thing and then keep doing it and doing it and probably doing it very wrong and hurting a bunch of people and keep doing it and then getting caught doing it and then using that as a way out, okay? As a way of redeeming yourself and saying, oh, oh dear, but all I ever wanted was goodness. All I ever wanted was to help people. And oh my goodness, and then they're like, okay, well, sir, sir, and they'll call you sir, and they'll be very, well, here's why, because you've been very successful. Like, that's how you got even noticed. You understand? That's how you got on the radar of the people that would otherwise say you can't do that, okay? Because you got successful. And they said, oh, hold on a second, sir. Well, you look, you can't do this anymore, and no, you're not going to jail, but we are going to fine you $1 million. And you're like, oh, well, and then you say, okay, I am now the chairman of my company, and I am no longer doing the thing that I'm not supposed to do. And in the meantime, you had already made $100 million. So the fine that you paid for malpractice for 20 years of whatever it is that you think you were doing is really a drop in the bucket. So that's also how you do it. You just and it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you figure that out? Well, you don't send your kid to the place in the first place. Why are you putting your authority, like just giving it away to some other adult? Are you fucking kidding me? You're talking about not trusting other fucking people, manipulating your kid. And let me tell you, the majority of the people who send their kids to like TTI or involved in foster care or adoption are about as right fucking wing as you can get.
Amen.
Like, amen. And wait, and you're telling me that you trust these people?
None of them.
Why would anybody abdicate their parental authority like that? That's fucking weak as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
man,
yeah.
that's like any parent who would really do that and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pay you," dude. It's fucking brilliant, really, on their end, on the TTI side.
Yeah.
They get these fucking idiotic parents to agree to pay them thousands and thousands of dollars to give up. That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking fight TTI. You embarrass the fuck out of the people who are actually spending money and providing any kind of avenue to get their kids there, to give them up to these fucking predators. That's the problem. That's
and also
the fucking
the
problem.
Southern Baptist
People out,
and everybody.
any of them.
Expose the hell out of them.
Doesn't matter. Any of them. Anytime as a parent, you're giving up your authority to anybody else, you fucking lose, dude. Lose. Like, you just suck. Like, so you suck so bad that you're willing to pay for it.
Right.
That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Who are those people? They should be fucking embarrassed.
Yeah.
Dude, because the institutions that are taking your money, they're laughing at you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're laughing at you. And you know what? Here's the ironic thing. Both the institutions and the kids, they're both laughing at you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're both laughing at the fucking parents. They got conned or bought into it so hard that the dad's dick got hard. That's how pathetic it is. And this is going to be the intro for this show. because I want people to know exactly what I think about any parent who would send their kid really anywhere, like signing a contract in any form regarding your kid, like that doesn't involve like dance camp or rock and roll camp or something cool like that. Anytime you're like saying, "Oh yeah, you get full control of my kid," and by the way, let the counselor fuck, whoever they want. Maybe your kid too. I wonder if Dad really like wonders about that at night. I really wonder if Dad, whether he's like part of the family or the divorce like threw him into the arms of his like secretarial girlfriend. I wonder if his dick gets hard when he thinks about the guy doing stuff to his daughter at night. Think about that, Dad, who sent the kid away to the rapist. Dude, your parents sent you away to get raped.
Yep.
That's fucking sad, dude. Wow.
Disgusting.
There you go. That's what I really think. I'll say it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm putting the explicit content warning on this one.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yes,
I mean, we were digging into people's names. I said people's names. I don't really care. I want answers.
No. You want to talk about the troubled teen industry? Man, we will talk about it because I think people are too shy. I think people are too kind of, like, oh, no, no. This is really happening, and you're selling your kids out for, to horrible people, and you're signing away all your, parental authority. You're just basically giving up and saying that you're a terrible parent, and that's no way to live.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was listening to Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie, I think her name is. She's a survivor from the Circle of Hope. I was listening to her on one of Amanda's older podcasts. Oh my gosh, man!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And these people are out right now. They are out, clean, no bracelet. They can go praise God on Sunday. No.
Yeah.
Nope. And parents still don't believe their kids, but these people had bracelets around there. I just don't. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. It's almost like parents are programmed at certain points in life. Some parents are programmed more than others, and it's the television. Like, I always say that.
Well, look, people like to. That's a really interesting topic too.
Well, Dr.
People,
Phil,
people say that culture, cultural content and television and movies and music and video games and all of this stuff. There's this common like back and forth that has been happening since day one. That it affects you. Oh, it doesn't. The violence affects you. No, it doesn't. The all of the quick editing and cutting and the way that things are filmed affects you, or and it doesn't, and back and forth. Well, clearly, social media and media in general has proven to us that it does. All this stuff does have really immediate and real effects. Like people have gotten so good at the PR machine, in their like individual basis almost, like, or in their little groups where they can kind of like determine which vulnerable people to target. And because it's just like an open season out there, Really is like. It's just because there's so many people and there's so many vulnerable people out there who don't have any answers about what they're supposed to do next in life, much less like, tomorrow. that people can just take advantage and bring people into their fold, and it's very we've learned a lot from the way that cults operate. That kind of stuff has been like even further studied and refined. So so all the techniques become even more subtle in a lot of ways, and you don't even realize you're kind of getting involved in some of this stuff sometimes. Sometimes it could just be a job, and people are like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" I'm like, no, that really happens. Yep. It really does. So you're like, one day it's a pizza, right? You go all the way back to the whole Pizzagate thing, right? Now, the original Pizzagate story was this tale concocted about pedophiles in the basement of this particular pizza place. Well, the problem was there was no basement and there was no pedophilia going on in the pizza place. It was just this narrative that like someone developed. The other issue was this guy showed up with a big gun to get him, and then and he was arrested and all that. And like, well, there's no fucking basement, dude. Okay, so I don't know what.
That's so weird. That's like some if we ever get into MK Ultra aspect of things, that to me is like a super soldier type thing.
Well, right, like what in the world was this guy thinking? Like, to even think that was like
to do that,
or was that the whole op? Like, right? Was the whole thing of him doing that and then getting confronted and all of it, the whole part of the whole operation? It's really hard to not. It's really difficult to tell sometimes. How how far back do you have to go? You don't know. There's a dead end immediately. You don't know. No, you don't know if it's real or not. There's no way to tell, really.
No, because it just keeps going.
Right, or it just stops. Like, and it was that like some kind of weird. I think that's too complicated for my taste. I think the guy was just a weirdo and wanted to. I don't know. Apparently, he thought it was true. But this is back somehow.
No. I was talking about furniture and stuff not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, that's not pizza. Yeah. Hammy brought that up, and because apparently that's kind of back in the news for some dumb reason, Elon Musk or something. I don't know. I'm not that interested but that guy just is tiresome to me.
I just hit all points to check everything out. It's always a good thing to do.
Sure. What Cybertruck?
Cybertruck.
Oh no, the Cybertruck. Hold on. What is going on here? Hold on a second. This is okay. I think we're gonna pretty much wrap things up here soon. But hold on.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, drive the Cybertruck.
All right, that was Tesla doing a little showing off of its new
$61,000
Cybertruck. What made that kind of funny is it in a speed race, it beat a Porsche. And what was kind of funny in the end is, this is worth a sense of humor here, that Cybertruck was actually hauling a Porsche and still beat it. But the thing, at least to me, it's so ugly. And I had a lot of young people on my staff who immediately said, "No, Neil, this is very cool looking. I would get it in a minute."
You hear my
something like that. I think they were looking for
out
with that, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, Mike Caudle is here, auto expert extraordinaire out of Nashville.
Let's get off this way.
Mike, I'm looking at this, and maybe I'm showing my age. It looks ugly to me. I'm sure it's great. I understand it's bulletproof. given some of the emails I get, that could.
Okay, all right. So it's stainless steel. I just paused it. Oh, come on, Tater. Really?
Stainless steel.
The truck is stainless steel, and it's not even like the where the different panels are joined. They're all like they have these like different gaps.
Oh wow!
It's bad. You look at a regular car, and everything is very uniform. Like all of the gaps between like door seals and stuff. It's all very the same for important reasons. But because of the way it's built, in these like panels, they have to like mesh up at kind of obtuse angles, right? So they never
right.
But the whole stainless steel thing is crazy because you want to touch that on a hot day?
Could come in handy, but I'm wondering, like, what do you make of it?
Well, Neil, thanks for having me on. And let me just start with this. Your younger staff, they're nuts. It is ugly. It is the ugliest vehicle I think I have ever laid eyes on. It actually goes all the way back to the Pontiac Aztec as one of the most ugly cars ever to hit the market. Now, the story...
You're dating yourself.
Yeah.
What?
You know the Pontiac Aztec? You know that car? You ever?
Oh no.
Remember that? It's really an ugly car. Okay. Anyway, some people know what that is, but my dog is about ready to bark at me. Hold on. We're gonna keep going and finish this off. That's so great. That's Tater, everybody.
Yeah, and this... that's exactly. And the story with Elon, it's always hype, right? This Tesla type Cybertruck came out in 2019. It's taken them 4 years to bring it to market. It was originally $40,000. They bumped it in 4 years, almost up another $20,000. But that's just the starting price, right? At $60,000. There's a $100,000 version with that 845 horsepower and a 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds with 10,000 foot-pounds of torque. And yeah, it can out-tow a Ford F-250, and it is faster than a 911, but frankly, who needs to be the first one to the red light, right? Like, I just look at it as all hype when it comes to Elon with this Cybertruck. Bulletproof, yeah, I need bulletproof to get down to Kroger to pick up my groceries. Like, I just think it's always hype with him.
Apparently in LA these days you do. Bulletproof? What? Oh man, I think they're popping out down there. Yeah. That's my understanding. Crazy. It's getting crazy. Watch out. Big cities. I think election year cycles, I think it's always best to be outside of big cities. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to some of that coverage. To be honest with you, coming up in the next few months.
I am too, actually.
And when things really get going with the Trump trials, dude, that's going to be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, those will be really good coverage.
Oh yeah, we'll have a good time with that. Hold on, Tater. I'm trying to finish up the show here, buddy.
And I'd like to see it come to market. I just think the design is really going to push people away from it.
Well,
so what's your look at QAnon
too, Mike, is whether
I don't buy into that at all.
The bloom is off the rose for a lot of these vehicles.
Right. So you look at it like
big automakers are scaling back their production plans because
kind of like something that's not. It's kind of like a psyops.
Okay. You ever spread a rumor about yourself?
Not that I can remember.
I did it as a social experiment. One time, I was actually in drug and alcohol recovery. This was back in 2003.
Okay.
About 20 years ago. If I continued on that path, I would have had 20 years in August if I had stayed sober the whole time. Actually, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But so I got involved in that particular community, the fellowship, and all good. But then, as a society is, you find that there are weird waves and vibes of like, the gossip thing that we were talking about earlier, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you're involved with that person, or this is going on, or I think that they're high, or like, all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was, in 2003, I was never one to partake in a particular substance. To be honest, I had not personally. Like, it was truthful.
Mm-hmm.
But I started a rumor about myself. I had a co-conspirator who agreed to help me spread it just by telling one other person that I was using this thing. And I wanted to. My goal was to see how long it would take for it to finally come back around to me until someone actually asked me directly if it was true. Took a long time. It took a long time. Weeks, and people were avoiding me and stuff. It was very interesting. And then people were, and then some people were upset. Then they found out that it was like all a hoax.
Right.
They felt like they were, But then my counter to that was, well, you should have come to me directly to find out the truth.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
yep. That's the best way.
So people shouldn't gossip. If you if you want to tell something about somebody, it better be true, and you just better tell it. But none of this like sneak dissing or all that shit, like, basically like dry snitching on yourself that you're some kind of like, rat. No one wants to hear anything like that's ridiculous. Don't do that. So don't send your kids to. Yeah, don't send your kids away, and don't be a dick. How about that? That's the lesson of the day.
Yeah.
All right, and don't buy a Cybertruck.
No.
All right, I got to take my dog out.
All right, man.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
You got it. Later.
Well, it's happened again.
This happened on Tuesday, and we know it was really hot that day. Hot car. Joining us live in the Alert Center.
How long did you last in a hot car?
Facts that the heat index that day was 105 degrees.
Hot car. We don't yet know about a potential third suspect who was seen speeding away from federal agents at the scene. The whole thing had been a mystery to neighbors.
Hot car.
This is not an accident. This is pure negligence.